Assalamu Alaikum. You've probably heard about NFTs or non-fungible tokens, and perhaps you're wondering what they are and whether or not they are halal or haram to invest in. If this applies to you, you're watching the right video because we'll be talking about what NFTs are and some things to watch out for when you're dealing with NFTs, so stay tuned. Before I go any further, if you're new here, my name is Rakan Kayali, founder of Practical Islamic Finance, where we help people globally build wealth in a halal way. You can follow the crypto and stock portfolios that I manage by becoming a member. You can also follow us on social media, including joining our Discord group and signing up to our newsletter using the links in the description of this video. So what are NFTs or non-fungible tokens? To say something is non-fungible simply means it is one of a kind. Handmade sculptures are examples of non-fungible items, since you would likely not be indifferent with regards to which of two different handmade sculptures you would rather own. You would likely prefer one over the other, even if only slightly. US dollars, on the other hand, are examples of things that are fungible, since you would be indifferent with regards to which of two different $1 bills you would rather own. So that covers the non-fungible part. The word token in the cryptocurrency world refers to the fact that something is hosted on a blockchain. A blockchain is simply a digital public record that is supported by many distributed computers to ensure there is no single point of failure. So since NFTs and cryptocurrencies are both hosted on blockchains, the real difference between an NFT and a cryptocurrency is just that an NFT is proof that you own something that is one of a kind, whereas a cryptocurrency is as numerous as the supply of that particular cryptocurrency. So in the case of Bitcoin, if you own one Bitcoin, you own one of 21 million Bitcoins. In the case of NFTs, you own one of one. Perhaps the most common use case of NFTs is to prove ownership of a digital work of art. As an example, Neon Cat is an NFT that sold for 300 Ethereum, or about $750,000, based on the price of Ethereum on the day I'm recording this video. Much more powerful use cases for NFTs are being proposed, such as using an NFT to prove ownership of a parcel of land, digital or physical, or a lawyer using it in place of a retainer. So, for example, the lawyer would sell an NFT to a client as proof that the client has retained the lawyer's services. As far as halal and haram go, in my humble estimation, there is nothing inherently wrong with using an NFT to prove ownership of something. Profiting from trading NFTs is halal or haram based on whether or not the item for which ownership is being proven with the NFT is halal or haram to own. So let's say there's an NFT featuring nudity. That would be haram to trade or profit from. But you didn't need me to tell you that. I've heard some argue that buying some NFTs, especially the outrageously expensive, rather unremarkable NFTs like the Neon Cat I showed you, is wasteful and a form of extravagance. Therefore, this is haram. I mean, what does ownership of Neon Cat mean for the person that purchased it, other than to show off in front of others that they own it? After all, people can still watch Neon Cat and share it like I just did. All what the person who paid 300 Ethereum can use his ownership of this particular NFT for is to brag in front of others that he does in fact own this NFT. Certainly buying something just to show off in front of people that you have it isn't something that Islam supports. So I understand where the people who argue that owning certain seemingly useless NFTs is merely an act of extravagance, which is not in line with Islamic teachings, are coming from. However, if you buy an NFT with no utility whatsoever, other than you think it is going to preserve its value or appreciate over time, this is no different than buying a bar of gold. Furthermore, the motives of an NFT buyer are unknown to anyone but the buyer. It may be a marketing move to generate some buzz for their business, or simply as a hobby that brings them joy, or they may have some other legitimate reason. So I think it's wrong to try to judge someone else's purchase of something that is fundamentally halal based on the price they paid for it. What matters is the seller was upfront with what they were selling and the buyer knows what they paid for. By the way, you can buy something that is objectively very reasonably priced, has very sensible and abundant utility, let's say a particular type of car, but if you buy it with the intention of showing off in front of others and making them feel envious, then this too is frowned upon. The Prophet, peace be upon him, teaches us, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. Deeds are judged based on the intentions behind them, and each person will receive based on what they intended. This applies to NFTs, and it applies to anything else. So there is nothing inherently wrong with buying an NFT at any price. Islam does not put fixed limits on prices. What matters is the intention you have when you buy something, and this principle is not unique to NFTs. This applies whenever you buy anything. That said, a common violation that I do see happening related to NFTs involves the NFT minting process and or buying of NFTs. By the way, minting in the world of NFTs simply refers to the creation of an NFT. In many cases, NFTs are offered for purchase before the buyer can actually see it. So when they are making the purchase, they don't know exactly what they are paying for until the particular NFT is revealed to them after they've made their purchase. If the buyer is not indifferent with regards to which particular NFT they end up with after they've made their purchase, then this involves al-gharar. Al-gharar is present in sales where there is reasonably avoidable material ambiguity regarding what exactly is being purchased. This ambiguity is prohibited because it can cause the purchaser to feel cheated and potentially creates animosity and ill will between the buyer and the seller. A commonly cited example of al-gharar is selling a calf in its mother's womb. This is because you don't know, will the baby be dead? Will it be male or female, or maybe twins will be born? This dynamic, if present when buying an NFT, wherein the purchaser is not indifferent with regards to all the possible NFTs they may gain ownership of after their purchase, this dynamic is a form of prohibited al-gharar. Therefore, this is a common aspect related to buying NFTs, and I should mention a rather avoidable aspect that should be avoided whether you are the purchaser of the NFT or the one who is selling. I should also mention here that al-gharar applies only when you're actually paying for the item. If the item is being given to you for free, then that's fine. So in summary, I find nothing inherently wrong with NFTs. Just make sure that when you're buying or selling or minting NFTs, that there is enough clarity with regards to what exactly is the subject of sale. Now, be sure to consult multiple sources and other opinions that may differ from mine in order to refine your position more. I gave you my opinion. I hope you found it useful. If you'd like to follow my crypto and stock portfolios or just show your support, you can do so by becoming a member. Leave a like and subscribe. Assalamu Alaikum, and peace be upon you all.